Joe grew up in Chapel Hill, Texas. He was known for his football and the boxing and everything else, and he turned down a professional football career because his obligation was to go back and work on the family farm, as well as he felt like he had a military obligation after his time here at A&M.
Obviously, times are a lot different, but especially back then with it being during the Great Depression era, you're kind of forced to grow up a lot quicker. So it's a guy that, the family's out on a 1,500-acre farm. Times aren't real easy. You're forced to grow up, and so you build really close relationships with people, and you take on a lot of extra responsibility with your family and stuff, and that kind of just ingrains a lot of respect and integrity just as a whole, as a whole person. So it's a really good transitioning point to take what you've got now and kind of apply that to his military service. I mean, you think about how he grew up, and then you think about the story where he, circles back around and regroups their infantry division, and you think, yeah, that sounds about right for a guy that does that.
After entering Texas A&M as a member of the Corps of Cadets, Joseph E. Routt became a starter on the freshman football team, and by his junior year was named a captain of the varsity team. Very popular with the sports media, Routt was called the toughest guy in Texas. Selected as an All-American his junior and senior year, Routt became the first Aggie to be named a two-time All-American. Routt graduated in May 1938 with a degree in Animal Husbandry, and although drafted by the Cleveland Rams, he opted to stay in Texas and help on the family farm. In 1942, Routt was called to duty and commissioned as an officer in the United States Army. By the fall of 1944, he was an Infantry Company Commander on the front lines in Belgium. After engaging the enemy in early December, he braved intense enemy fire to rally his unit in a counterattack against an objective protected by enemy tanks. Captain Routt was killed in action in December of 1944 during the Battle of the Bulge. Awarded the Bronze Star and the Purple Heart, he is buried in Brenham, Texas. In 1952, Routt was elected to the Texas Sports Hall of Fame and the College Football Hall of Fame in 1962. His citation read, "In war as in football, Joe Routt was a true leader of men, ever prepared to make the ultimate sacrifice."
We actually have a letter from a family in Germany that said that when Joe first got to Germany, he stayed in their house with them. And of course, they were under very, terrible conditions at that time. And Joe left all of his Army blankets for that family. And they actually looked us up and just said, he meant so much to us, during that time. And we just wanted to let the family know how much he meant.
One of the things I read was that he was kind of a glutton for hard work and having the odds stacked against him. He's just a fighter, he's a hard worker. There's just kind of no end to what he would put himself through, to do the right thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, inducted into the Corps of Cadets Hall of Honor, Captain Joseph E. Joe Routt, class of 1937.